8-year-old Jamie Collins, who had autism and nonverbal communication challenges, slipped away from his special education classroom during a fire drill and disappeared into the residential neighborhood surrounding Lincoln Elementary School. Despite his developmental delays, Jamie was remarkably skilled at avoiding detection and could travel significant distances while remaining hidden from searchers who didn't understand his movement patterns and hiding preferences. School officials and local police launched an immediate search operation, but Jamie's autism made him unlikely to respond to calls and prone to hiding from unfamiliar people, creating a dangerous situation as afternoon temperatures climbed toward 95 degrees. But Buddy, Jamie's specially trained autism support dog who had been left in the classroom during the fire drill, broke free from his handler and began following Jamie's scent trail through suburban streets and wooded areas. For 4 hours in dangerous heat, Buddy systematically tracked Jamie through a 3-mile route that demonstrated the remarkable bond between an autistic child and the dog who understood his needs better than any human searcher could comprehend. Welcome to Saved by Tales. Before we dive into this heart-pounding story of specialized training meeting crisis and a therapy dog's dedication overcoming every obstacle to find his boy, tell me in the comments, have you ever witnessed a therapy animal's ability to understand and respond to the unique needs of children with special conditions? And if you believe these incredible stories of trained animals serving vulnerable populations deserve to be shared, hit that subscribe button and join our community celebrating the four-legged professionals whose expertise can save lives when conventional search methods fail. Jamie Collins had been attending Lincoln Elementary School's special education program for 2 years, supported by a comprehensive team that included teachers, therapists, and Buddy, a specially trained golden retriever who served as his autism support dog. Jamie's autism affected his communication, social interaction, and sensory processing, making traditional classroom environments challenging without specialized support. Jamie functions much better when Buddy is with him, explained special education teacher Sarah Martinez. The dog provides emotional regulation, sensory comfort, and security that allows Jamie to participate in activities that would otherwise be overwhelming for him. Buddy's training included not just basic therapy dog skills, but specialized techniques for supporting children with autism spectrum disorders. The golden retriever understood how to provide deep pressure therapy during meltdowns, interrupt repetitive behaviors when appropriate, and serve as a calming presence during transitions that Jamie found stressful. The bond between Jamie and Buddy is extraordinary, observed school psychologist Dr. Lisa Chen. Jamie's parents report that he's more confident, more communicative, and more willing to explore new environments when Buddy is with him. Jamie's autism also included a tendency toward wandering behavior, known as elopement, which posed serious safety risks. Children with autism often had diminished awareness of danger and might not respond to calls from caregivers, making them vulnerable if they became separated from their supervision. Lincoln Elementary's monthly fire drill was scheduled for 2:30 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon, requiring all students and staff to evacuate the building quickly and assemble in designated areas outside. For children with autism like Jamie, fire drills represented major disruptions to routine that could trigger anxiety and behavioral responses. "We always prepare Jamie in advance for fire drills," Sarah Martinez explained to substitute staff members who were covering the classroom that day. "He needs extra support during transitions, and Buddy should stay with him throughout the evacuation." But in the confusion of the drill, with alarms sounding and people moving quickly through hallways, the substitute teacher's focus was on evacuating all students safely. Buddy was inadvertently left in the classroom while Jamie was directed toward the exit with the other children. Jamie's response to being separated from Buddy during a stressful situation was immediate and predictable for someone familiar with his autism patterns. Instead of following the evacuation route with his classmates, Jamie veered away from the group and slipped out of the building through a side exit that led away from the designated assembly area. By the time staff members conducted headcount at the assembly point and realized Jamie was missing, he had been gone for over 10 minutes and had vanished into the residential neighborhood surrounding the school. The discovery that Jamie was missing triggered immediate emergency protocols for students with special needs who were at risk for wandering behavior. School principal Robert Kim contacted local police and Jamie's parents, while staff members began searching the school building and immediate grounds. "Jamie has autism and is nonverbal," Principal Kim reported to emergency dispatchers. "He's likely to hide from unfamiliar people and won't respond to calls. We need searchers who understand autism-related behaviors. Police officers arrived within 15 minutes and began coordinating a neighborhood search that included canine units, volunteers from local autism support groups, and specialized personnel trained in autism emergency response. But the search area encompassed several square miles of residential streets, wooded areas, and potential hiding places. Children with autism often have specific movement patterns and hiding preferences, explained autism specialist Dr. Amanda Foster, who was called to assist with the search. Jamie might be drawn to certain types of environments or structures that provide sensory comfort. Meanwhile, Buddy remained in the locked classroom, showing increasing agitation as he detected Jamie's absence and the stress levels of the adults searching for his boy. Buddy's response to Jamie's absence became increasingly urgent as hours passed without reunion. The Golden Retriever's training had prepared him to provide support during Jamie's stressful situations, and being separated during a crisis violated every protocol that governed their partnership. When maintenance staff opened the classroom to retrieve supplies for the search operation, Buddy bolted through the open door and headed directly toward the area where Jamie had last been seen. The dog's behavior was purposeful and directed, suggesting that he was following sensory information that humans couldn't detect. Buddy's loose called maintenance worker Mark Rodriguez as the Golden Retriever disappeared around the corner of the building. He's heading toward the neighborhood. Rather than attempting to recapture Buddy immediately, Dr. Foster suggested that the dog might be following Jamie's scent trail and could lead searchers to areas they hadn't yet considered. Autism support dogs develop remarkable understanding of their child's movement patterns and preferences, Dr. Foster explained. Buddy might know where Jamie would go better than any human searcher. Buddy's pursuit of Jamie demonstrated the sophisticated understanding that therapy dogs could develop of their special needs partners. The Golden Retriever didn't simply search randomly, he followed a systematic route that suggested knowledge of Jamie's preferred pathways and hiding spots. The dog's first stop was a small playground 3 blocks from the school, where Jamie often played during weekend family outings. Buddy circled the playground equipment, confirming Jamie's scent before moving on to continue tracking. "Buddy's been here," reported search team leader Janet Walsh as she followed the dog's route. "He's showing classic tracking behavior, but he's also checking specific locations that must be significant to Jamie." Buddy's next destination was a wooded area behind a residential development, where the dog spent several minutes investigating before moving deeper into the tree line. His systematic search pattern suggested that he was following both scent trails and knowledge of Jamie's behavioral preferences. The afternoon temperature had risen to 94 degrees Fahrenheit, creating dangerous conditions for both Jamie and Buddy during their extended separation. Children with autism often had difficulty recognizing and responding to heat stress, making temperature-related medical emergencies a serious concern. "We're dealing with extreme heat that could cause dehydration or heat stroke," warned EMT supervisor Lisa Martinez. "Both the child and the dog are at risk if this continues much longer." Buddy's tracking mission was being conducted under challenging conditions that tested his endurance and determination. The Golden Retriever's thick coat made him vulnerable to overheating, but his focus on finding Jamie never wavered despite the heat stress. Search teams following Buddy's route provided water and rest opportunities for the dog, but Buddy's priority remained finding Jamie rather than his own comfort and safety. After nearly 4 hours of systematic tracking through residential neighborhoods and wooded areas, Buddy's behavior suddenly intensified near a construction site where new homes were being built. The dog's tail began wagging, and his pace increased as he approached a partially completed house. "Buddy's found something," radioed search team member Robert Chen. "He's showing end-of-trail behavior near the construction area." Inside the unfinished house, searchers found Jamie hiding in a small space beneath a staircase, exactly the kind of enclosed, quiet environment that children with autism often sought during overwhelming situations. Jamie was conscious but showing signs of heat exhaustion and dehydration. Buddy's here," Jamie exclaimed when he saw his therapy dog, demonstrating more verbal communication than he typically used in stressful situations. Buddy immediately resumed his therapeutic role, positioning himself beside Jamie to provide comfort and emotional regulation during the rescue process. The reunion between Jamie and Buddy was emotional and immediate, with both boy and dog showing obvious relief at being together again after their extended separation. Jamie's stress levels decreased noticeably when Buddy resumed his position as emotional support and sensory anchor. "Good boy, Buddy," Jamie said repeatedly, using some of his limited spoken vocabulary to express his appreciation for his therapy dog's successful search mission. Medical evaluation revealed that Jamie was dehydrated and overheated but had no serious injuries from his 4-hour adventure. His choice of hiding spot in the construction site had provided shade and protection that likely prevented more severe heat-related complications. Jamie's survival instincts were actually quite good, observed pediatric EMT Dr. Sarah Kim. He found shelter from the heat and stayed hidden until help arrived. His autism helped him remain calm in a situation that might have caused panic in other children. Buddy's successful tracking of Jamie became a case study for autism support dog capabilities and the remarkable understanding that therapy animals could develop of their special needs partners. The dog's systematic search pattern had covered over 3 miles through challenging terrain and temperature conditions. Buddy demonstrated knowledge of Jamie's movement patterns, hiding preferences, and behavioral responses that exceeded what most humans could have predicted, explained Dr. Amanda Foster during her analysis of the search. His tracking wasn't just following scent, it was following understanding. The case highlighted the importance of keeping autism support dogs with their partners during emergency situations, as the separation had contributed to both Jamie's elopement and the challenges of locating him. Jamie's elopement and Buddy's successful tracking led to enhanced emergency protocols for students with autism and their support animals. The school district implemented new procedures to ensure that therapy dogs remained with their partners during evacuations and emergency situations. We learned that separating Jamie from Buddy during the fire drill contributed to his elopement behavior, acknowledged Principal Kim. Our new protocols ensure that support animals are included in all emergency planning. The incident also led to improved training for staff members on autism-related behaviors and the critical role that therapy animals played in supporting students with special needs. Buddy's tracking mission attracted attention from autism advocacy organizations and therapy dog training programs, highlighting the sophisticated capabilities that properly trained support animals could provide for children with developmental disabilities. Buddy's success demonstrates the potential for therapy dogs to serve not just as emotional support but as safety resources for vulnerable populations, said therapy dog trainer Maria Rodriguez. His understanding of Jamie's needs went far beyond basic training. The story was featured in autism awareness campaigns and therapy dog education programs, helping families understand the potential benefits of professional animal partnerships for children with special needs. Following his elopement experience, Jamie's safety planning was enhanced to include additional tracking technologies and improved communication between home and school about his movement patterns and hiding preferences. We now understand Jamie's elopement triggers and pathways much better, explained his mother Jennifer Collins. Buddy's tracking mission taught us where Jamie goes when he's overwhelmed and how we can prevent future incidents. Buddy's role in Jamie's daily life was also enhanced with additional training in interrupting elopement behaviors before they progressed to actual wandering. The crisis had strengthened the bond between Jamie and Buddy, with both seeming to understand that their partnership was essential for Jamie's safety and well-being. Jamie's communication and confidence improved following the incident, possibly because he had successfully navigated a challenging situation with Buddy's help. Jamie seems more confident and secure since the incident, observed his teacher Sarah Martinez. It's like he trusts Buddy even more completely now that he knows his dog will always find him. Buddy continued his work as Jamie's autism support dog with enhanced recognition of his tracking and safety capabilities, serving as both therapeutic partner and emergency resource. 5 years after Buddy's tracking mission, Jamie and his therapy dog continued their partnership through middle school and beyond. Jamie's communication skills and independence had improved significantly, supported by Buddy's continued presence and the confidence that came from their shared experience. "Buddy saved my life," Jamie told his autism support group, using communication skills that had developed remarkably since the incident. "He always finds me when I need him." Their story continued to inspire families dealing with autism and demonstrate the remarkable potential of therapy dog partnerships that could provide both daily support and emergency response capabilities for children with special needs. Buddy had proven that some search and rescue operations required not just training and technology, but the kind of understanding that could only develop through daily partnership with someone whose needs were unique and whose safety depended on being truly understood. I still think about that sweltering Thursday afternoon when an 8-year-old boy with autism vanished into suburban neighborhoods where he could have hidden indefinitely while searchers looked in all the wrong places, and a golden retriever broke free from a classroom to begin a tracking mission that demonstrated understanding no human could have possessed. If Buddy had remained locked in the classroom, if he'd lacked the sophisticated knowledge of Jamie's movement patterns and hiding preferences, if he'd been anything less than a professional partner who understood his boy's needs better than conventional search methods ever could, Jamie might have died from heat exhaustion in a hiding spot that traditional searchers would never have found. Buddy's story teaches us something profound about the partnerships that can develop between specially trained animals and children with special needs, relationships that go far beyond basic therapy to become true understanding and mutual dependence. This dog didn't just track a scent trail, he followed knowledge of autism behaviors, sensory preferences and survival instincts that made him the most qualified searcher for one specific boy whose needs were unlike anyone else's.